Hello and welcome to this episode of Fight Factory Weekly with me, your host, Nick Raven. Unfortunately, the pretty boy Peter Payne is away this week, but don't worry, that does not stop us from bringing to you your weekly dose of Fight Factory Wrestling action. Speaking of which, let's see what we've got coming up on today's episode of Fight Factory Weekly. Now, this week on Fight Factory Weekly, we'll be taking a special in-depth look at this Sunday's Overdrive event at the Birchwood Leisure Centre. And as a main attraction this week, we will be going back in the archives to Vendetta, where we've got the tag team match between two of WAW's hottest tag teams, the UK Hooligans and Hot and Sexy. All that and so much more to come on this episode of Fight Factory Weekly. However, first thing is first, and Sunday is our Overdrive event at the Birchwood Leisure Centre. And what a stacked card it is for this Sunday, including our Heavyweight Championship matchup. The Fight Factory Wrestling Heavyweight Championship will be on the line as we have the defending champion, Joey Osborne, taking on the prodigy from Stapleford in Nottinghamshire, Paul Malin. But that is not all. We have also got the third match in the British Heavyweight Championship Series between Dutch and Sam Nee, and this time round it is going to be under hardcore rules. Now, our cameras at FFW managed to catch up with both Dutch and Sam Nee before the showdown this Sunday, so let's see what they both had to say.
The 28th of February at the Birchwood Leisure Centre in Lincoln. Dutchy, time is drawing near because I finally got the match I want. I have you for the British Heavyweight title in a hardcore match. You heard of my reputation in hardcore matches. Have you seen what I do in hardcore matches? Huh? Have you seen that? Can you see me now? On the 28th of February, son, your title is coming home with me, and we shall plead innocence.
Sometimes I wish that I thought before I answered challenges. Hardcore's never been my speciality. I don't mind being hit with things, but I'm human. I don't particularly like hitting people with stuff. But I've got to do what I've got to do, Not only does this mean everything to me, but so does this. And I feel I'm not only defending my title, but the reputation of Fight Factory Wrestling. I've definitely seen it. I'm not gonna lie, with the hardcore rules, that does stack the odds against me. Yeah, it's a challenge. It's not a scary challenge, but it's a challenge nonetheless. I'm walking away with my championship. I might not be walking out of the building the same way as I walked into the building, but I have to walk away with my championship. You call yourself the devil's favourite playboy. Come Sunday, I'm going to send you back to hell.
Both Dutch and Sam Nee there have extremely strong words, and I'll tell you something right now, this Sunday at Overdrive, it is going to be an absolute war between these two in that hardcore match. But that is not all that's on the card, oh no. We have also got the model Del Preston, that oh so disgusting Bostonian, taking on the steampunk sensation himself, Edward Ripper. Also at Overdrive, we are going to decide the #1 contender for Tommy Ryder's Academy Championship as the sinister Aiden Drake takes on WAW's very own Battle Cat. Now, once again, our cameras at FFW managed to catch up with the sinister Aiden Drake, and, well, he's never short of words. Take a look at this.
It's funny you should say that, because I've been interested in the Academy Championship since its inauguration. Since the very first time it was mentioned, I knew that it was a crown that I was going to one day wear, and it appears that my path to doing so hit a few speed bumps. And apparently now, the past few months, and this is maybe where you get the impression that this interest of mine has only just come back. I've been playing Gatekeeper, have you not seen? Matt Myers, Johnny Storm. I've been facing some of the best this country apparently has to offer and testing themselves against me by getting some sort of hero's welcome. Well, now my diary's pretty clear, so I think I'll go back to the championship picture, a picture painted with my face on it. You see, when the first tournament to crown the champ was decided, Aiden Drake stole that show, not once, but twice. One against Tommy Ryder, the current champ, and once against Will Wild, a former champ. So it's only fitting that Aiden Drake is next in line. My thoughts? Is it really going to decide who the number one contender is? I've been number one since day one. I think it's really going to decide who makes the decisions around here. Because think about it, the last time we saw Battlecat was the first time we saw Battlecat, and he waltzed in with an opportunity for a title that doesn't belong to him. And so myself and Will Wild, well, we took matters into our own hands there. But you see, Battlecat's not going to get the same opportunity at Tommy Ryder's Academy Championship. Because this Sunday, when he squares off one-on-one with Aiden Drake, the best ever born, he'll realize that it doesn't matter if he's one of the top WAW guys. He's not quite Drake. By being better. That much better. You see, I know what he's capable of. I watched his match closely against Tommy Ryder. The guy likes to do a lot of athletic and impressive things. And it may be a game of one-upsmanship. But I like to think of it as a game of Russian roulette. He's holding the gun, and the one guy that is going to take him to school and teach him how to wrestle is the bullet. This Sunday, he puts the gun against his head and he fires. And the bullet shoots from the chamber, and it's going to be the end of him. I send messages everywhere I go, to every opponent I face. This platform, maybe, is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but this Sunday, apparently, I'm being brought out of my comfort zone once more by facing a guy who many have called better than Aiden Drake. Battlecat, this Sunday, you face Aiden Drake, and I want you to do one thing, a special request. Can the cat bring a leash? Because for Aiden Drake, it's going to be a walk in the park.
Aiden Drake with a very clear message there to Battlecat, and I can assure you these two are going to have one heck of a contest this Sunday at Overdrive. But that's not all. We also have got the FFW Ladies Championship as the brand new champion, Tegan Scott, takes on the always dangerous Nightshade. And also, let's not forget, we have got in singles contest the new persona of Will Wild taking on the always entertaining Flex Buffington. All that plus so much more this Sunday at the Birchwood Leisure Centre in Lincoln for our Overdrive event. Now, tickets are still available online, it's for collection on the door, or you can turn up on the door itself and enjoy Fight Factory Wrestling live at the Birchwood Leisure Centre this Sunday. Now, on to our main event, and we go back into the archives of FFW to Vendetta. It is a tag team contest between the two biggest tag teams of WAW, arguably, the UK Hooligans and Hot and Sexy. This is going to be an absolute fantastic matchup. I cannot wait to see it. Let's go to ringside.
And that music can mean only one thing. We are awaiting the arrival of potentially the greatest tag team in the UK at the moment, the UK Hooligans from WAW. Now, it has to be said, we know that Zach Knight is not able to be here, and his replacement is one prodigy even of WAW, and definitely a new prodigy of the Knight family. It is the son of Rory Knight there. It is Ricky Knight Jr. And I must say, I am really looking forward to seeing what this slightly different combination of the UK Hooligans can bring to the ring. And I'm not going to talk anymore. Evidently are not very happy about being in Lincoln tonight, performing at their first ever Lincoln Fight Factory Wrestling show, Vendetta. But now we are awaiting the arrival with the music of the former WAW Tag Team Champions, Hot Stuff and Mr. Sexy Tony Valentine. They are hot and sexy, and they are in Lincoln loving it appear, with some, well, interesting dance moves. Yeah, interesting dance moves. Kids, we can assure you this is all PG. There is Hot Stuff there, gyrating to the music at ringside. And I'll tell you something though, you know, as much as the flamboyance and the jostling, etc. at ringside and dancing and whatever, you've got to believe these are former tag team champions of WAW. And Rob, as you have now just rejoined me, what do you think? I mean, they dance, they have fun, but they are serious competitors. But with this new combination of the UK Hooligans, what do you expect is going to happen?
Let's face it, Nick, it could all be fun and games here for Hot and Sexy until somebody gets hurt. And there's no person better in this business, especially in the tag team division, to get hurt by than the UK Hooligans, regardless of the combination of the Knight family.
I agree, I completely agree, and you just know they're not happy to be here. They want to cause some damage, pick up their paycheck, and go back to Norwich.
Well, maybe, Nick, that could be the best place for them, because they have not received a warm welcome here in Lincoln. Oh, and they've jumped them from the back.
Jump from behind there, the UK Hooligans taking it straight away to Hot and Sexy. Massive clothesline there by Roy Knight.
Definitely living up to their namesakes here by nasty, dirty tactics from behind.
Getting the match off to a quick start. Roy Knight in the ring, short uppercuts there to Tony Valentine. Now front face out into the corner. Then Roy Knight there just spitting there straight onto Hot Stuff.
Blatant show of disrespect there.
And look at that low blow to Tony Valentine, using the distraction that Hot Stuff inadvertently caused after taking a bit of saliva from Roy Knight.
The crowd here are not happy at all with the Hooligans. And young Ricky Jr., he's got an attitude at such a young age, Nick.
Telling me something that is just not right for a youngster like that. He delivers a beautiful drop kick, but you're right, the attitude for somebody so young, you've got on where it comes from. But saying that, though, this whole Knight family reputation, the UK Hooligans reputation, is just about getting the job done, business as usual, hard-hitting tactics, technical wrestling, as there Roy Knight is choking Tony Valentine with that bit of tape on the ring.
It's not looking promising here for Hot and Sexy, if you've got to be honest here. Young Ricky tagging into Roy now. They're just destroying Hot and Sexy.
Taking Tony Valentine apart as Tony Valentine ducks one, ducks two, comes off the ropes, and big shoulder check there. And a second time of Tony Valentine using that weight advantage, big body slam there. And looks like he's going to get two's a charm. Short arm clothesline. Now Ricky comes in and gets them as well.
Somewhat of a second wind here for Tony Valentine as he tags in there to Hot Stuff.
Gets out the ring, he needs that break. Now Hot Stuff, well, This whole family reunion on the outside of the ring by the two hooligans.
Taking a breather here just to recoup, rethink their game plan, and maybe just underestimated Hot and Sexy here.
Maybe there, but look at that tag there. As Ricky Knight was just in the ring, came out of nowhere, and has now obtained the advantage once again on Hot Stuff.
Let's face it, there is no, and I mean no.
You're right, there is no, and I mean no excuse to come in the ring out of nowhere and just use such dirty underhand tactics. But I'll tell you what though, you've got to wonder the tag team of Hot and Sexy. Yes, they're former WWE Tag Team Champions. They are a great tag team, but are they family? And this whole family connection with that teamwork, as well, legal or not, as Roy Knight there was choking Hot Stuff with his brace. You know, it doesn't really stack up to as a tag team, that family connection.
Let's face it, the chemistry and the years and years of practice the Knight family put
cover
in.
there, sorry to interrupt, cover only gets a 1. Sorry, as you're saying.
No problem. The experience factor of the Knight family in general, not just the hooligans, but any combination of the hooligans here, they're miles above any team, not just Hot and Sexy.
Beautiful standing drop kick there by Hot Stuff, and you are completely right. As Hot Stuff there has the scoop, gets the slam, goes off of the ropes now, looking for a big leg drop off of the ropes. Goes for the cover, could this be the victory? 2, only gets 2 there for the effort.
Ricky Knight Jr. here, strong showing from a newcomer here to LFFW and wrestling here with his own father.
This is it. I mean, the youngster, you know, let's not forget, he is young. He is very young. He is inexperienced in his own right. If you can call it that, as being a member of the Knight family.
He's not showing any signs of that inexperience here, though, Nick, if I'm honest. He's dominating Hot Stuff here as he just sends him down with a nice closed fist.
Kissing his bicep there, but you're right there. We say he's inexperienced, but I'll tell you what, a lot of veteran wily moves there. Big back elbow. The way he's like holding Hot Stuff away from the referee as he's using an illegal fist. But there, Hot Stuff there rolls up with a kind of inverted sunset flip. He gets 2 for the effort though.
See Ricky Knight there getting caught. Maybe that is a little bit of the inexperience there showing through, but he has made up for it in abundance.
Grabs the hair, Ricky Knight, and was with somebody with long hair myself, I can assure you that hurts a ton. Now tags into Roy. Roy's in with big fists and headbutts there. Again, nothing pretty, nothing over technical, just hard, painful. Hits as another scoop slam there by Roy Knight, low to the top rope now. What's he looking for? Could he be looking for a zebra crossing perchance? We haven't seen that in ages. And there it is, it lands. Zebra crossing by Roy Knight, 2. And he gets 2 though as Tony Valentine breaks up the pinfall attempt.
Hooligans now going to work on Hot Stuff here.
And then shall we say, non-tag there that was caused. But again, Ricky Knight using that experience gained from the family of just, you know, I was like misleading the referee to say a tag was made when he was in no position to. But look at that though. I mean, Roy Knight just out of nowhere comes into the ring. Again, takes the referee's attention and come off it. Tony Valentine made the tag there, and it's been not acknowledged by the referee because his attention was with Roy Knight at the time.
Ricky Jr. certainly has the attitude of the rest of the Knight family. He's got the cockiness, he's got the brashness, he's learned from the best.
Hot Stuff trying to work his way out there every single moment here. It must feel like Hot Stuff a moment like it's 2-on-1 though, as he ducks 1, ducks 2, close line attempt. And there we go, big... Goes for the go. There we go. Hot tag there to Tony Valentine. Now, Tony Valentine in the ring with Ricky Knight. What can happen here? Off the ropes. Sit down drop kick there by Tony Valentine. Can he keep the pressure? It's the corner, whips into the opposite corner. Goes down, big back body drop there.
Valentine has a massive size advantage here, and he's shown his dominance over young Ricky Knight.
Fisherman's suplex. Didn't decide to hold for the pin though, but hooks the leg there. And you've got to believe if he actually held it with a pin, that could have been a 3 count. Big open hand slap though, wow. Tony Valentine tags out to Hot Stuff, maybe a bit premature the tag. We find the amount of punishment Hot Stuff has just been through. But nevertheless, they're still on top as Roy Knight just enters the ring out of nowhere.
A little bit of attitude there, Nick, towards the referee by Roy.
taking liberties there with our referee this evening, and their big clothesline over the top rope by Ricky Knight Jr.
Roy giving a bit of advice
out
to
there,
Ricky.
but Ricky Knight not so keen to exit the role.
Can he fly?
My God, it's Air Ricky! And Air Ricky has just crash landed.
Great aerial move there to the outside by Ricky Jr. You cannot deny this boy's talent.
Telling me, and the body's now at ringside from that beautiful dive over the top. Ricky Knight, like I say, let's not forget, Roy, though, is currently the legal man, as there's a big scoop slam there to Tony Valentine. Now, Roy Knight, my apologies, is he looking for take 2 of the zebra crossing?
Maybe he can be more successful with the pin attempt if he does land it this time, Nick.
I'll tell you what, the zebra crossing elbow drop has put away many competitors. This will be the second time we've seen it tonight if he hits. He's measuring Tony Valentine. Go for zebra cross, and he's crash landed like a Malaysian airliner. My God! There, Tony Valentine, clothesline, freeze and plenty, and Tony Valentine is hot.
He's hot, and don't forget, Nick, he's sexy.
Now, Tony Valentine on top right up, but look at Ricky Knight there. Out of nowhere, the referee was attending to Roy. Roy with a cover. Roy gets the free count. And it has to be said, the Hooligans have just stole one right here at Yarborough Leisure Centre. Experience of the Hooligans certainly got the best of most of that match, but like I say, they definitely ended up stealing it. And you've got to say, Hot and Sexy they possibly feel a bit done out on that defeat there. As Ricky Knight and Roy Knight are walking back victorious. And let's go to the replay of what we have just seen.
The first zebra crossing there hit the mark, unfortunately unsuccessful with a pinfall attempt. But Ricky Jr. there with a great plancha to the outside on Hot and Sexy.
And of course, it was going for the second time to charm Roy Knight with that zebra crossing, missing big time. Tony Valentine looking at the opportunist moment, goes to the top, a bit of high risk maybe. And there, look at that, Ricky Knight Jr. just taking the advantage, throwing off Tony Valentine, and Roy Knight with the free count victory. But let's not forget the effort there by Hot and Sexy. They did well, they just came a bit short this time.
The UK Hooligans there, stealing one from Hot and Sexy. Ricky Knight Jr. managing to throw Tony Valentine off that top rope, and Roy Knight taking the advantage and pinning him 1, 2, 3. Now, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for on this episode of Fight Factory Weekly, but don't worry, Peter Payne will be back next week for more LFFW action, and of course, we have got Overdrive this Sunday at the Birchwood Leisure Centre. So until then, this is Nick Raven. I'll see you soon.
The sky is over me while telling something's different.